Alright, so I often like to go by the quote, ask and thou shalt receive. I've been informed that my little video of spinning around in the chair was not exactly appreciated. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know, I was just really frustrated that I couldn't make a video and have my face and audio align, and so I was like, fuck that, I want to make a video. So I made one anyway. But yeah, apparently that's even worse than this. So I'm just gonna do this. God, I hope I don't have like ranch dressing all over my face. Just finished carrots, baby carrots. Ranch. That's calories. Yeah, I know. It's no good to tell me not to think about this stuff because I'm just gonna do it. It's just part of. It feels like part of me. I know it's not really, but yeah. So today, what have I done today? I made a new website. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of freewebs.com. It's just a place where you can make really easy and quite good-looking web pages. In fact, I use it to make actually an whatever site. But the other day I was going through some of my old little persuasive pieces. I wrote them when I was like 15. They were surprisingly good. I was actually quite impressed with my 15-year-old self, oddly enough. You'd think that something you wrote when you were 15 would be really like immature and stupid, and some of them were a little bit, but most of them weren't. It was really weird. I was reading them and I was wondering, like, where did that self go? Because I was reading all these little persuasive pieces, the abortion and teen sex, and then stuff like other I don't know, better stuff like worldviews, and what else have I got here? Let me look. I don't know, deep thinkers, views on religion, the mold of masculinity, a rant about the war on terrorism. Yeah, no, that's really old. But I was looking and I was saying, what the hell happened to that kid? And it didn't take me very long to figure out the answer, actually. The answer is dysthymic disorder. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about dysthymic disorder, but basically it's mild chronic depression. It means that instead of having the symptoms, like a lot of the symptoms of depression for several months, for example, you would have a few of them, only it would be over a span of years, with breaks of maybe a few months in between bouts of symptoms. I used to get depressed for days or weeks on end, and then suddenly not be as depressed for days or weeks on end, and then suddenly I'd plunge back into depression. It was very, very confusing. I read my entries from that time period, like, when I was probably 14 till about age 16 or 17 even, and like, I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know there was even, like, I didn't know what dysthymic disorder was for a very long time, and then I read symptoms and said, no, that's not my disorder. But no, when I ended up in the psych ward the second time, I think it was, I got diagnosed with it, because, I ended up in there after having been in the psych ward already, having not actually done anything to myself, and I ended up there again after doing something to myself, and they were kind of like, okay, this girl does not really just have major depression, because people who are majorly depressed don't go in for treatment and then leave and then, like, I don't know, get randomly moody and crazy and suddenly try to kill themselves by overdosing, so that's when I ended up being diagnosed with it, and it took me a while to accept the diagnosis, but I've realized, like, just reading over these pieces even, just how much my thought processes have changed. Like, I used to think things actually mattered. I used to write things and believe that what I was saying would reach somebody and be important to somebody, and I don't usually think that anymore. And it's really weird for me to be confronted with that. Like really, really weird. Because I never really think about that anymore, because, I don't know, dysthymia almost feels like part of my personality now. And I guess, I mean, there is like a depressive personality disorder. I've read the symptoms, and I've always thought that I rather fit it. I've never thought that my dysthymia was a chemical imbalance. I never thought that psychiatry and their drugs could really do much about it. My major depression was a different story, because that was partially caused by a birth control pill I took called Dysthymia. Oh, bad drug. Made me very depressed. Like honestly, it really did. But, you know, my Effexor or whatever took care of that, but dysthymia never did a thing for it. You know, my psychiatrist keeps telling me I need the therapy, but I haven't found a therapy that I've been able to, number one, keep going with, that number two actually works. For probably 5 or 6 months at least, I did have a therapist who really helped me, but after a certain period, I ended up having to leave her. So that stopped, and now I have a psychologist who doesn't help me, and so I'm at my wit's end, but that's an entirely different story. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I think this video is getting really long. I feel like I should somehow end this, but I don't really know what to say to end it. Maybe I'll make another one pretty soon, because, yeah, ooh, shaky, shaky. Because I really want to make another one, so I'll probably make one later. Alright, bye!